And we're off. We're off. Where are we going to, Stevie?
The hospital.
Again, our second home. It's so shady. Did I tell you that I was actually looking through all the photos and there's just so many photos of you in hospital. It's just dead sad, dead tired. So today it's Monday the, 19th, 20th of December? Something like that. So on Friday I go in and get blood tests done, and then on the Monday I go in to see my oncologist. That's what we're going to see now, and we discuss the blood results, and they need to check physically that I'm okay. Hello, get over on your side of the road. You've always got to have questions for your oncologist, I think, because otherwise you're just giving them a too easy job. So what are my questions for today? I don't actually know what they are. So I think I'm going to be asking how quickly chemo works again, because obviously, like I mentioned before, I asked last time and they said yeah, it can work that quickly after one blast, and then 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later I asked again and they said no, it can't. So I think it will be my oncologist there today, my regular oncologist. So I'll be asking her the same questions and see what she has to say for herself. Yo, so it's Tuesday, the day for chemo. I asked my oncologist yesterday, she wasn't in again, so it was another guy that I'd not met before, an Indian guy. And he was sound, and I was saying to him, look, you know, if I was your best mate, what would you be telling me to help my case? And he was kind of laughing, and I was saying, look, you know, you can just experiment on me as you want. And he was laughing and basically saying, you know, do you exercise? I'm like, yeah, you know, of course I exercise. And he was saying, yeah, well, that's it. And he kind of did make a little joke that that's all he can recommend legally. And I was saying, yeah, well, that's the problem, you know, I want to know what your real advice is. What would you be telling people? But obviously they're not allowed to. So, yeah, into the jaws of death I go. And next time you see me, I'll have a bloody towel, a scarf wrapped around my face, gloves on, because obviously I can't breathe in any cold air because your throat seizes up. Can't touch anything cold again. You know, it's really extreme the first few days, so that'll be interesting again. Catch you later. Yo, so this is how I walk out of hospital, scaring everyone. Because if I breathe in cold air now, my throat seizes up. This arm just feels like it's made out of lead. You get in the car actually. Oh god, yeah, so this arm at the moment, it feels like it's made out of lead. The pain is just literally, if I touch my arm, I mean basically just my coat and my jumper on my arm is killing me at the moment. And that's the Oxaliplatin drug. I think I've been in there for about 8 hours. I wanted to film in there, but because it's full of grannies and you know, it's a bit shady getting them on camera, so I did do a little shot because obviously I'm there for, I think I've been in for about 8 hours today, so everyone leaves before me. So I did get a little shot just to show you what the cancer ward was. All the blood in the bathroom this morning, Stevie.
What was that?
I didn't.
You having one of them days today?
Really? So it's all the way to Derby, back out in Derby.
Well, this is it now, back home, into the warmth, and you just got to battle down the hatches for like 6 days or whatever. The pain in this arm is just immense. Oh, I got your hat by the way.
Thank you.
So we're back home. I just want to show you the sensitivity of your hand and arms. Like the pain is just ridiculous.
Do you want me to pull it off?
Sorry.
Quick time.
Okay, so just like this coat just touching my skin at the moment is just ragging me. Like, watch this, right? So just touching it like that light a touch is probably just like getting a spanner and just going, just a very light touching, and it's all up your arm. So Oxaliplatin, if you're on that bad boy, like just touching up there. Basically your arm just feels like it's made out of lead and you could just chop it off, it doesn't hurt. It's so numb, it's full of like pins and needles, but like when you get pins and needles, it's that extreme that it just, you know, it's like your whole arm and hand is just unusable at the moment. But hopefully tomorrow, bang, it should settle down a little bit, or maybe 6 days, something like that.
Bit of a difference.
Yeah. So even on the first night, you're going to start feeling a little bit sick. I've just come up to the bathroom because I just felt like I was going to puke. It's only been like an hour since I've been home or something like that. So if you get the extra, I've got like the extra strong anti-sickness tablets now, so hopefully they'll help me out. I'm going to take another one now. But this is where you see a transformation as well, where you're just going to go from this beautiful hunk to basically Uncle Fester with AIDS over the next few days. So you're going to look forward to showing you that. Yo, it's Thursday the 23rd of January, 3 days since my infusion. Feeling so much better than I did last time. So you just got to make sure you have the infusion over 8 hours if you're on the Oxaliplatin, part of that Xelox regime. So I'm outside day 3, didn't even leave the house for, I didn't even go outside for 6 days last time. Not been sick, been feeling sick, but not been sick. Here with Shaz. Say hello, Shaz.
Hi.
This is Shaz, my ex-bird, ex-missus, ex-girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. How long were we together for, Shaz?
16 and a half years.
16 and a half years. So she knows everything about me, and she's here picking up some, she's a scientist and a teacher. She's here picking up some
Pondweed.
pondweed. What are you doing with it?
Investigating how light intensity affects the rate of reaction
Sounds
on
awesome.
photosynthesis.
Sounds awesome. Looking a bit like Harry Potter there, actually, Shaz. Always wear gloves though, because I always get too cocky, like just being outside then, thinking I'm okay, then you come inside and you're just ragging. This little guy sees everything. The worst of the worst. The puking, you know, changing my stoma bag. I passed out in the bathroom once whilst I was on the toilet. And I was just dripping in sweat on the floor, and I just stayed on the floor for about an hour. And my little buddy, Muggs, say hello. My little buddy here, just the best of the best, just providing love, care and assistance. Is that Muggs? Go and get Stevie. Go and find her. Yo, Monday the whatever, 6 days from the infusion, so it seems to be now that on the 6th day that's when I can get out and go for this 1.5 mile walk, which is hard, man. It's hard for me anyway. It's like, imagine if you did like hill sprints and you just absolutely could hardly breathe because you've just been sprinting up and down hills. It's kind of like that, but without actually being out of breath. So you're just so exhausted, you feel so weak, you feel like you're about to faint basically. But yeah, let's keep going. I just wanted to say hello, boy. I just wanted to point out something that just happened to me then, and that is that you gotta make sure you don't get bitter, man, with cancer, because I think you can just get so pissed off, so angry, so annoyed, and like something just happened back there and it just boiled my blood so much, watching something so simple. And you really need to realise that, yeah, basically I can understand how people could just become so bitter and twisted and miserable. And you just got to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. Just got to stay mentally focused, try and stay mentally strong, try and stay positive. So we've got about another, not even half a mile of this walk to do yet. It feels good to be outside. It's hard, man. When I was laying in bed just before, I didn't think I was going to get out of bed, but as soon as you get up and get out, you start to feel, you know, much better. So yeah.
Sorry!
Day 6 is the day for coming out and getting the first walk done. Boom! Yo, it's Wednesday the 5th of February. So it's been 2 weeks now pretty much since my infusion, just over. Yesterday I took my last 6 chemo tablets and I'm feeling so much better this time, and it's almost, I think I'm going to get a good week now, so it feels like that this new regime, this new 3-week regime, I'm going to get at least 1 good week of feeling good. And trust me, my friends, you muggles who don't have cancer, you don't realise how good it feels to just feel normal. I'm telling you, it feels like being on drugs. When I'm coming out of that wormhole and I start to feel good again, there's just no better feeling in the world, and everybody takes that for granted. Trust me, just feeling normal is just so good. It's brilliant. So it's looking like I'm getting 1 good week out of every 3 weeks now. So it's important to make sure that when you are feeling good, you get out and you do cool things. I mean, we're going to go to, where are we heading, Stevie, tomorrow?
Oslo.
We're going to Oslo tomorrow for the weekend. We've got tickets to see Ricky Gervais there. We're going to go to the Munch Art Gallery and see some cool art. Me and Stevie are quite into art, aren't we, Stevie? Experts. You have good days and you have bad days. My mind is my worst enemy because I start to feel good in the mind, obviously, before my body does. So I'm always keen to do things, and then as soon as I get going, then my body's just like, no, hold on, man, you can't do this. So I'll be like, right, let's go out for the day, jump in the shower, and then I'm stood in the shower and you can hardly stand up. You're that weak. It's this weak emptiness feeling that you get, which is the bad one. It really does stop you from doing things. And I know that I might be doing one of these things, a real Ellison pride before the fall, because the thing with chemo is that it is accumulative. So I get very cocky, I do, and I start showing off, I can take chemo, it's not a problem, and then all of a sudden, bam, it hits you. And I think that's another story, actually. I'll talk about when chemo really screwed me up. I ended up in hospital for about 6 days.
Did you just burp?
No, I don't know what I just did. I just stuttered. So although I'm going to be feeling good for this next week, the problem with chemotherapy, and most people don't know this, is that obviously this next week I'm going to be feeling at my best, but that is actually when my white blood cell count is at its lowest, and I'm actually at the most vulnerable. So lots of cancer patients, this is how they die. It's not cancer that kills them. It's just them getting a frigging cold or a virus. So, the coronavirus is very scary for someone like me, because if I get that this week, that could just so easily kill me. And that's why all I do is take lots of supplements and vitamins to try and boost my sorry?
Immune system.
Yeah, boost my immune system. Sorry, I've got a little parrot here telling me.
That's why you couldn't find the
I couldn't think of the word, to be fair. Chemo makes you thick. I forget words all the time. But what I'm saying is, it's really frustrating because when I'm actually feeling my best, that's when I'm most susceptible to catching these viruses. So when I'm feeling my best, I have to actually avoid people. I don't want to be in crowds. I don't want to be around kids and babies. And you know, people sneezing and snotting. You know, it really worries me, and it's so bad that when you are feeling your best, that's when you need to avoid people, because just catching a common cold with cancer can actually kill you. It's crazy.
Is the video a shit?
Go to any city in mainland Europe and now you've got these fucking things that just litter the streets, and I love riding them, but man, look at the state of this. Litter. Why do councils allow this to happen? It's horrible. Ruining cities everywhere, but they're awesome to ride.